So my name is Stephanie Stewart. I am the Executive Director of the Freudenthal Center for Parkinson's Disease. I have a license as a registered nurse. I'm certified in gerontology, and I teach full-time at the Missouri Western State University School of Nursing and Health Professions.
I'm Stephanie Hughes. I'm a physical therapist assistant at Freudenthal Home Health, and I am LSVT BIG certified.
I'm Maureen Raffensperger. I'm a physical therapist, and I'm certified in LSVT BIG. And I'm the director of the Physical Therapist Assistant Program at Missouri Western State University.
We went through the Edward Saffer program, which is the Parkinson's Foundation program for nurse faculty in May of 2018 in Toledo, Ohio. That was really the initial training that I received for Parkinson's disease. And I tell everybody out there that it was by far the best training that anybody could ever attend. Having been a nurse for 23 years now, there's no training that compares to that. And then I was able to go the very next year to the Struthers Center up in Minneapolis and do what they call a back to clinic program, where I sat through the class again and got the information from different speakers. But then I was also able to go through the Struthers clinic for 2 days and spend time with them and see how they manage their clinic and how they see people with Parkinson's. I think between those two different programs, not only did I learn a great amount about Parkinson's, I also was able to create contacts and develop relationships with people who are national experts in Parkinson's disease, people who, when I have a question about Parkinson's, I can easily email them and say, what do you think about this? Is there anything that you would do differently? Are there things that you would encourage these folks to do based upon their symptoms or based upon what's going on with them? And I think that, in my opinion, is what is allowing me to use what I have, the knowledge that I've gained about Parkinson's, to its fullest extent. It just feels like that's where I need to be, is helping those people with Parkinson's.
So my interest in Parkinson's initially was right out of school. I was very interested in all neurological conditions more than anything else, because I think they're very difficult to treat. I went to a continuing education course, and the emphasis was on problems with older adults, and they specifically talked about Parkinson's. And so that kind of fueled my interest in working with people with Parkinson's disease. And then after Stephanie's training, she came to me and wanted someone that would partner with her to offer something for people with Parkinson's in the community.
Actually, Maureen called me. I'm a high school basketball coach, and Maureen called me and suggested that I get certified in LSVT BIG, because it really is coaching when it comes to those exercises, and being very encouraging to those patients. And it's 4 weeks, 4 consecutive days. I mean, it's pretty important. It's almost like being at basketball practice. The BIG program has actually opened my eyes to Parkinson's more than anything else has. Seeing the impact that the program has on Parkinson's patients has really drawn me to it. Again, the outcome of the BIG program just really opened my eyes to Parkinson's, and really where people are at and the different levels of Parkinson's. And it really is crazy to see how that impacts those patients.
That wasn't an accident that Stephanie Hughes was tapped to be the PTA that was specially trained in LSVT. It was because she has the mentality that of pushing people. She's just really great at pushing people right to the brink and then asking them just a tiny bit more, and knowing when it's too much and backing off. And that fine line is really hard to hit. And Stephanie's been able to do that since the beginning. Like, her patients get so much better because she pushes them harder than a lot of people would be comfortable. That coach mentality that Stephanie has as a PTA is really helpful. So anyway, okay. Stephanie Stewart, talk about those things you didn't talk about.
So I was fortunate enough last year to be notified that I won the 2020 Nurse Faculty Scholar of the Year Award through the Parkinson's Foundation. And that was pretty much a culmination of everything that I've done since I attended the training in May of 2018, helping to start the Center for Parkinson's, helping to increase the amount of knowledge that our nursing students have when they leave our program about Parkinson's, and really just trying to put Parkinson's on the map here in the Northwest Missouri area. That was probably one of the best awards that I've won in my tenure as a nurse. And then, a couple of weeks ago, I was notified that I won a grant from the Parkinson's Foundation to implement my Navigator program that I've been working on with my Doctor of Nursing Practice program at MU. And that, I hope, is going to be one of my shining accomplishments as I continue to try to better life for people with Parkinson's. I'm going to be able to use that funding to market and reach out to people that don't know about our program yet, and encourage them to come and work with us, and to allow me to kind of walk alongside them and figure out where they're at in their journey and help them continue in that journey the best that they possibly can. Also be working with people with Parkinson's and their care partners to determine what do they need, how can they prepare themselves for the journey that's ahead of them and make the most of the life that they have. We do want to have the relationships with the neurologists and the movement disorder specialists and all of the folks that take care of people with Parkinson's, because we are able to offer an amazing service to people with Parkinson's here in the Northwest Missouri and Northeast Kansas area. And much of what we're offering is free of charge. This is almost unheard of in our American economy nowadays. Correct. One of the things that I have learned in the last 2 to 3 years while working with people with Parkinson's and doing the research for my doctorate program is that not because of anybody's fault, most of our folks do not get enough time meeting with providers, meeting with healthcare professionals, because our system is so based on hurry, 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 get that patient in, get that patient out. And so oftentimes these patients are left with a lot of questions that don't have answers. Care partners are left with tons of questions that they don't have the answers to, and they don't even know where to turn to. And so the goal of providing a program for navigation is to be that advocate for them and to be that person that can help them find the resources they need and help them connect with those resources so that they can have the best life that they possibly can. Our goal is not to become another provider for them. Our goal instead is to kind of wrap around those services for them and help them to get the most out of the programs that we offer.
So Stephanie and I attended an allied team training for Parkinson's offered through the Parkinson's Foundation. A little over a year ago, we went to Cedar Rapids, Iowa City. And the focus of the training, it was 3 or 4 days of training where it was just focusing on how you build a team that can work together and use the strengths of each of the members of that team just for the purpose of Parkinson's. It was really helpful experience, I think, for us as we kind of began our journey on the Parkinson's trail.
There was really nothing in our area. There is a neurology practice, but they see everything that has to do with neurology, not just people with Parkinson's. There was a support group that was being run by people with Parkinson's, and it was very difficult for them to be able to get the speakers they need and to keep it running and to keep the attendance up. But aside from that, there was nothing. There were no experts in the area to teach them how to exercise. There were no experts to talk to them about the different problems that people with Parkinson's have. And so that really, I would imagine, is what created that biggest spark for me, is seeing that there is such a huge need for help for people with Parkinson's. There's such a huge need for advocacy and education for these folks. And I felt like that was something that I have to do. I see that need, I have to get out there and I have to help meet that need. I really feel very, very privileged and honored when people allow me to help them, when people allow me to come into their world, just help them find a way to have a better life. One of our goals is to figure out how can we get as many people who have that desire to help people with Parkinson's, get them to help us surround these folks in one way or another. I think it's more important than people even realize. I mean, we have a gentleman who had some medical needs, and because of those medical needs, he was coming to the center several times a week when we were fully open, participating online when we had to go to the videos, but then had some medical needs, and because of that, really declined quite significantly and needed a lot of help, and his care partner, his wife, needed a whole lot of help as well. And so we were very, very lucky to be able to coordinate that with Freudenthal and get the resources in there for him so that hopefully he can bounce back and get back to baseline or better, is my hope.